Hello. I am the labor relations representative for Tiger Oil Mill, and today I will be discussing grievance discussion case number 7, insubordination or unreasonable assignment. Was Bob White properly discharged? Now, I feel that Bob White, he and his co-worker were directed to go do a task. They were directed by the superintendent, Mr. Tempest, to do a task, and they did not. They went out to do the task. A motor had broken on a piece of equipment, and they needed to go out on top of the mill and clean the mill up, clean this up, for them to be able to put a new motor in, I'm guessing. And they went outside, and they didn't feel it was safe to work outside. I guess they didn't like the circumstances, so came back in and did not follow that directive. And then the superintendent of Tiger Oil Mill then redirected them back outside to go finish their task that they were directed to do or complete. And they did not. They went out there for a little bit and came back in and just decided they weren't going to do this task. And then Mr. Bob White got into an altercation with the superintendent, which violated Article 11, 3 sections in this case. One being insubordination, the next being boisterous talk, profanity, and horseplay, which he used profanity against the superintendent. And then another is, I feel, it was interference with production of a slowdown because you did not finish a task. And with this motor being not working, it shut down the mill anyway. So if you didn't clean where he needed you to clean in order to put the motor in, then that would hinder production or slow down. So I believe that this case was that we were just, Tiger Oil was just in their dismissal of Mr. White. Mr. White will, of course, he is with local union 4417, is filing a grievance against Tiger Oil Mills, stating that the working conditions were not good. But there's training Tiger Oil Mill offers, and you just didn't follow directive. Plus, you cursed a boss out, so you're definitely going to get fired for cursing out someone higher than you, and that would make this very complicated. So once Mr. White goes and files this grievance, we will appeal and yet bring up the facts that we have in this case, that Mr. White was justly dismissed. He could not perform his job, which leads him to, that's insubordination, and then plus he cursed out his superior, and that's not good. And then he slowed down by not completing his task, slowed down the production of Tiger Oil Mills. So with that being said, we will fight the facts and move forward in stating that we were correct, and we're very adamant that we were right in our dismissal and discharge of Mr. White. So the thing about it is, when you're working in human resources and you got a direct order, you really have to, if you have concerns as an employee, you have to ask, talk, not cuss or use profanity against your superior. Find a way to talk and work things out to find a solution to what may be bothering you or what may be on your mind that concerns you when completing a task. So instead of cursing and flipping out, and then walking away from your job, which is still unclear whether he walked away or got fired. There are two different stories here. So Mr. White says that the superintendent told him to get off the property and don't come back, and our superintendent says that he did, tell him, he just walked away, that Mr. White walked away, walked away in a huffy puffy state of mind, which has him thinking that, you're not in a good, you're not level-headed, you're angry. So you definitely need to be discharged because you don't know how to handle your temper or control what you're thinking. So in conclusion, we are accurate in our decision, and the decision is that Mr. White was justly discharged from his position. Thank you.